Hey, what's up everybody? In this video, I'm going to show you Meilin Lee at skill level 4, 5, and 6. And hopefully by now you have already seen the video for this Tsum at skill level 1, 2, and 3. But if not, that's okay. I'll link it in the description below and also in the top right hand corner. In that video, I do go into details of the lower skill level and also some of the strategies that I use. So if you're interested in seeing her stats and some of the strategies that I use, definitely check that video out. I'll also link it in the top right hand corner here if you're interested, and also at the end of this video. So for that video, I do use some strategies that I will also comment on in this video. But using Meilin Lee at skill level 4, 5, and 6, I did learn some new things. So that might be useful for her for even the lower skill level, because overall some of the strategies that you would use apply to all of the 6 skill levels. It really doesn't matter what skill level you have her at, they're all the same. And mainly that's because her ability is going to remain very consistent. The only thing that changes is how many Tsums that's going to be required before you can activate her ability. So at skill level 4, it's going to require you a total of 21. And for skill level 5, it's going to need 19. And for skill level 6, you're going to need 17 copies of her to activate the ability. And before I talk a little bit more about her strategies and for you to check out this gameplay, if you guys are enjoying this type of content where I review Tsums and show you the game demonstrations and also some of the monthly leaks that I do, please consider subscribing to this channel. It really helps me out a lot. Alright, so let's get into it and talk a little bit more about Meilin Lee at skill level 4, 5, and 6. So unfortunately, the skill doesn't change too much. The only big difference is how many Tsums you're going to need to activate her ability. And I think that is where the disappointment comes in. I was expecting playing Meilin Lee at these higher skill levels that it was going to be an amazing Tsum. If you saw my other video where I reviewed her at skill level 1, 2, and 3, you'll know that I was really excited about her at skill level 1, but felt a little disappointed at skill level 2 and 3. And unfortunately that carries over for skill level 4, 5, and 6. Her ability doesn't necessarily improve that much, and actually the improvement is very minimal. It's actually not even worth investing in your skill ticket or even investing in more coins to try to get more copies of her. Essentially what you want to do when you're using her is you always want to have one magic bubble handy to pop it right after you make the long chain. So when you activate her ability, a bunch of red pandas will show up, and that's where the time consuming part comes in, because when you connect her all at once, the animation takes forever to play through. So what you want to do is you want to pop a bubble right after the ability is connected. And second thing is you'll know that for the higher skill level, for skill level 5 and 6, you'll know that I'm just creating a large circle. I'm not even connecting all of the red pandas. And that's what I learned later on, is that they don't actually need to all be connected for them to all to burst, because they're all essentially going to burst, because part of the ability is that it's going to burst surrounding Tsum. So let me show you the animation over and over again here. So you'll see that at skill level 5, I just drew a circle in the middle, and you see how the animation takes a really long time to play through. And that's because I didn't have a magic bubble handy. And same for skill level 4. So you see at skill level 6, I had a magic bubble handy and I popped it right away. So it completely skips the animation when you have that bubble and you burst it right away. So that's one of the things that you definitely want to do when you're using Meilin Lee, because it's going to save you about 3 to 4 seconds if you have that magic bubble handy. Alright, so let's get into another strategy here, but let me slow down the entire animation and show you what's going on at these higher skill levels. So just like you saw there, you'll see that a lot of the Meilin Lees, essentially all of them actually, will turn into red pandas. And this will happen regardless of what skill level you have. As long as you have Meilin Lees on the screen, all of the Meilin Lees on the screens will turn into red pandas. So you'll see that I just draw a circle here for skill level 5, and that's exactly what you want to do. And when you make that chain and you burst essentially when you let go of the chain, it's going to tell you how many chains you've created. So for skill level 4, I got a chain of 70, and skill level 5, I got 84, and skill level 6, I got 73. So as you can see there, it doesn't matter what skill level you have her at, the number is going to vary. It really just depends on how many Meilin Lees you have on the screen. It's technically possible for you to get hundreds of chains. So if you really wanted to, you could spend the entire game and just have the ability activated once, but have Meilin Lees all across the screen, and you'll be able to get a chain of hundreds. So Meilin Lee is actually really good for chain missions, but unfortunately not great for score and not great for coins. Alright, so on to the last tips and tricks, and this was something I briefly mentioned already, but I do want to call this out and make sure this is clear. So part of Meilin Lee's ability, and essentially the Red Panda's ability, is they clear surrounding Tsums as well as their own individual Tsum. Each of these Red Pandas counts as 3 chains. So if you just pop one Red Panda, it counts as 3. So they also pop surrounding Tsums. So because it pops itself along with other Tsums surrounding it, it's likely that when you have Meilin Lee at these high skill levels and you have a decent amount of Red Pandas on the screen, it's likely going to clear a bunch of Tsums that's surrounding it as well. So the key here is play as fast as possible during the animation. So what you want to do is you want to just draw a quick circle or connect wherever all the Red Pandas are in each region. Because keep in mind, they are going to pop surrounding Tsums as well, so you don't necessarily need to pop all of them at once. As long as in each region or in each quadrant there's a Red Panda there, it's going to burst that whole region. So as long as you have technically like 5 or 6 Red Pandas in all different areas and all different regions, it's going to clear all the Tsums off the screen. But the benefit here is if you have more Red Pandas on the screen, you'll be able to get a higher chain because, like I mentioned earlier, each Red Panda counts as 3 chains. So yeah, have a Red Panda handy and also have a Magic Bubble handy. Actually, not a Red Panda. Have a Magic Bubble handy for after the animation, after your chain is connected, so that way the animation is skipped. So overall, I'm really disappointed at Meilin Lee at skill level 4, 5, and 6. Maybe I just had really high expectations for her, but at skill level 1, I think she is an amazing Tsum. And after that, it just kind of nothing really happens. All of the investment that goes into getting Meilin Lee to these higher skill levels are not worth it. I think Meilin Lee is a really great Tsum for the lower skill levels, for like skill level 1 and maybe even skill level 2. But for skill level 3, 4, 5, and 6, I definitely don't recommend you to get her to that skill level. It's just really not worth it. But let's take a look at her results anyways at skill level 4, 5, and 6. So at skill level 4, I ended up with 2,904 coins with 6.4 million points. For skill level 5, I got 3,159 coins with 7.2 million points. And finally, for skill level 6, I got 3,336 coins with 6.9 million points. So as you can see here, for coins and also for score, it's not that great. For a skill level 6 Tsum, at the very minimum, you should get somewhere in the 4,000s, and this Tsum only got 3,000. So it's really not worth it to get her to skill level 6. So back to what I was saying earlier, I think if you have her at skill level 1, that is perfectly fine, and that's probably where you want to leave her. So very quickly, zooming out here to show you the results of all 6 of the gameplays. As you can see here, the increase in coin earnings is very minimal, and for score, not that much increase either. So very obviously, kind of like what I mentioned, not worth it at skill level 3, 4, 5, and 6. Definitely just keep her at skill level 1. You could try to get her to skill level 2, but I don't think it's really worth it. So that's my review for Meilin Lee at skill level 4, 5, and 6. I hope that you guys found this video helpful or at least entertaining, and I hope you guys haven't invested in Meilin Lee just yet until you saw this video. And if you guys would like to see more Tsum Tsum content just like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you so much for watching.